Hi, welcome back to my channel, and this is a sound off on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Okay, so the ladies are still down to the shore, and pretty much they are mad at Jen Fessler for having this conversation with Teresa at Danielle's party. Now, one thing about Jersey is they know how to recycle some names. We done had two Danielles, we had a Teresa and a Teresa. We have a Jen Fessler and Jennifer. Who else we done had? A Jacqueline and a Jackie. I'm tired. We need some new names. Having to say Jen Fessler is irritating my soul. Like, every time they talk about her, they're like, Jen Fessler, Jen Fessler. It's like, damn, nobody else goes around calling someone by their first and last name. It's weird. It's irritating me that I have to keep saying Jen Fessler. It just feels weird, but whatever. Now, I will say that I am enjoying Jen Fessler. Look, I like that she's coming in trying to be somewhat neutral. Okay, I don't need her to be Team Teresa. I don't need her to like Teresa and like Jennifer. I love them. She don't have to. I'm fine with that. But it's just refreshing that she's coming on the show and she's not joining the bandwagon of we hate Teresa, we got to get her up off the show, but we're going to talk about her every single chance we get and villainize her and make her look like she's just this crap person, and the rest of us, we do nothing wrong. Our hands are clean. We have never done anything. It's like, girl, I'm glad that she's operating as someone who has a brain and thinks for themselves, and she's not going to be Margaret Soldier. And Margaret thinking that Jen Fessler is fake is so hilarious to me, because I remember when you first came on the show, Margaret girl, didn't you do the exact same thing? You came on the show as Siggy's friend, and you were supposed to be Siggy's friend and have her back. But the moment you got to be cool with Teresa and Danielle, you flipped on Siggy. You was name calling her. You was doing everything you could, and you ran that lady up off the show. I ain't forget. The rest of the people might have forgotten. This girl right here didn't forget what she was doing. Siggy was not feeling Melissa. And what did you do? You made her your best friend, and you still her ally to this day. Okay? We ain't forgot what you was doing, girl. So you tried it. Talking about some she needs to be what she is and say what she wants to say and just be real. Look who talking. You know how the people say when you point a finger, three point back at you? It's looking like it's going to be that type of season, because they love to point a finger at someone, and it's like y'all get mad about somebody doing something that you guys have done, that you guys are doing. And it really looks like this. I told y'all last episode, I really think that this season, Margaret is scrambling. She is going to be exposed in a bad way this season. It's like, good luck, girl. You gonna need it. Let me get Rachel together a little bit. See, Rachel is going all around saying Teresa is coming after her family. First of all, everybody knows all of Teresa's business, all the stuff she got going on. This lady is busy. She never sleeps. It's always on the go, from this opportunity to that opportunity to this interview to this show to this everything. She's all over the place. She's busy. She is still paying back the government, right? And she has 4 daughters that she has to take care of. You really believe inside your head that Teresa has decided to come after you and your family? For what? What do you think that would do for her life? You think that you're that important on this show? Do you think that you pose a threat to Teresa Giudice on The Real Housewives of New Jersey for Teresa to take a moment out of her day to attack you, to research you, to come after you and your family? You really told yourself this and you believe it? Are you not embarrassed? Like, girl, stop. And then at your grown age, you are a mother. You're crying because your friend that you just met is talking to Teresa. You look crazy. And let me also say this, Greg. Rachel, You came on The Real Housewives of New Jersey. You're not going to convince me that you never watched the show, okay? Everybody saw what happened to Teresa. Everyone saw how that played out. Why do you think that you would be able to come on this show and your past and your husband's past not be exposed, not come out? Why would you think that? What would convince you that that is even a possibility, that you would be able to keep your life and your secrets and your past under wraps? Why would you believe that? When you say Teresa is attacking your family, I need you to understand that you attacked your own family. When you decided to come on television and say you wanted to adopt your stepson at the age of 16, this boy got 2 more years. What would really be the purpose of adopting your son that you say he's been your son this whole time? Why did you want to do that? Because you wanted to exploit your son. You wanted to exploit your stepson and exploit his birth mother for having an addiction. That's what you wanted to do. You thought that that was going to be compelling. You thought that the world would needed to see this. You thought that this was going to help you in some kind of way. But what you really did, was you pissed off a lot of people who have loved ones that struggle with addiction. That's what you did. You pissed them off. You triggered them to want to go search your past. You made them have to put 2 and 2 together. Okay, so if this child's mother is such a terrible drug addict woman, how did she meet your husband? Now the people have to dig into your husband. So where did he meet this drug addict? Where did he meet her? How did they become a thing? How do they have kids? And then we find out he's a dealer, or he's a former dealer. He's a reformed dealer. And now that makes people just want to dig even more deeper. And that makes people fall down the rabbit hole even further. You did that to your family when you decided to come on TV to big yourself up by putting this woman down. You don't know who you triggered. Addiction is a disease. The same way you would not come on TV and make fun of someone who has cancer, you shouldn't come on TV and make fun of someone who has an addiction. That lady was minding her business. The rest of us never needed to know anything about her. If it was so important for you to adopt your stepson because you love him so much, why didn't you take care of this when he was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14? You waited until this child was 16 years old and you were in front of a camera because you wanted to make yourself look good, and it backfired. And you need to be glad that a lot of people, you didn't make an impact. So you need to be happy and grateful that people probably will not remember this after a while, but you keep harping on the fact that it came out. I can bet you a large sum of money that a lot of the viewers didn't even remember none of that. A lot of the viewers, now Jersey's viewers, we don't play, okay? But there are a lot of viewers who don't keep up with social media. So a lot of them might not have even known it to begin with, and the ones that did know would have probably forgotten it, but you keep talking about it. And like I said, you triggered people who have loved ones that battle addiction. And guess what? They wanted her side of the story. So they went and found her and said, well, girl, how did you find this man? How did y'all come to be? And they got her side of the story. So you thought you could silence her. You did. And I don't know why you thought that. You thought that no one was going to want to hear her side of the story because you called her a bad mother. And it blew up in your face. You did that. Teresa didn't do that. Teresa was planning a wedding all last season. Teresa was not worried about you. I really cannot emphasize enough that you guys did that to yourselves, because now you make the people think. You're making me think, like, why was he even attracted to someone who was dependent on drugs? Was she paying him in sex? Like, how did that come to be? Like, you really made your husband look bad. You should have just sat there and ate your food. You came on the show as a fan of Melissa and Margaret's. You aligned yourself with them. You jumped in on a fight against Teresa, even though we barely saw you and Teresa interact. Made yourself look crazy. Because why do you have all this venom for Teresa? You barely ever spoke to her. You didn't talk to her much, and she didn't talk to you. You didn't get to know her. But there's all this venom for Teresa. You look crazy. You look like a fan. You look like someone who's been watching the show at home for many years and you just don't like her. You need to get yourself out of that mindset. Like Jen Fessler did. She been talking all her shit about Teresa, but when she is on camera, face to face with Teresa, she actually gives her a chance. And that's what you should have done. And even if you don't want to be close to her, you don't have to. But you made yourself look crazy, and it's probably going to cost you. And you should know that Margaret and Melissa are not going to help you. Because Melissa already left you for dead. You notice how Melissa's never around when Rachel is having these conversations? She's always conveniently nowhere near the situation. Only Margaret is still kind of coaching you. And she about to desert you next. And Rachel and her husband doing these interviews, they keep saying that Teresa is using them for clout. This is the Real Housewives of New Jersey. On this platform, Teresa is the clout, okay? Teresa has held this franchise down since season 2 reunion. It's been all about her. All about her. She has taken on many of opponents that were actually worthy opponents. You, my dear, you're not. But Teresa does not need clout. Not from you. Not from a newbie who made no impact. She doesn't need you. She damn sure doesn't need your funny looking husband. You sound delusional and you sound unwell. To say that Teresa is using you for clout. This show has been about her and her family since season 2. She has held this franchise down. This is the lady who went to prison and they halted production until she returned. She doesn't need you for clout. You sound crazy. And I think you believe that if you keep saying it, it's gonna stick. Now I know that Margaret and Melissa have demonstrated for you that you could gaslight Teresa, but this ain't the way. This ain't it. Trying to say that Teresa is using you for clout, when Teresa don't even be worried about you. That's hilarious. Like, girl, you said that with a straight face, and I really have to wonder, are you okay? So I don't know why, but I've been thinking a lot about season 6. A lot of the stuff that's been happening so far reminds me of some of the earlier seasons. And I got to thinking about season 6, and I'm realizing like that was Melissa's opportunity to really take over Real Housewives of New Jersey, and she flopped. Like, I'm even thinking about going back and rewatching season 6. Like, I don't usually rewatch seasons, but I'm thinking about rewatching season 6 of Jersey. I know that's the season that's like the forbidden season that no one really talks about, no one really cares about. It was so chaotic. It was all over the place. But it was like, who was on that season? So you had Teresa, obviously. Dina came back that season. You had Melissa. Melissa's former best friend. I don't remember the girl's name. Amanda? Amber. Her name was Amber. Everybody hates her and her husband. Jesus Lord. And then you had the twins. And I can't remember. I know one's name was Teresa and I don't remember the other one's name. But that season was so chaotic. It was good though. It was good. The only thing about it was this, we weren't invested in everyone else's story. Like, we didn't really care about the twins story. We didn't care about Amber's story. We felt bad for her situation, but we didn't really care about her story. Melissa never really brings anything to the table. We only were happy that Dina was back, and we were like watching what's about to happen to Teresa. She was about to learn her fate. And Melissa, if you were really the housewife that you want people to think that you are, that was your moment to just take over. But you faded into the background. Amber and the twins, they carried that season. I guess they weren't asked back because no one really cared about what they was talking about. But that was really the season for Melissa to shine. And it didn't happen. And you so mad at Teresa, but that was your moment and you blew it. You need to be mad at yourself, girl. I don't know. The gaslighting must stop. The gaslighting must stop. I'm so sick of them. Like, honestly, I really feel like they are on one show in their mind and Teresa's in a whole nother show. Like, the way that these women convince themselves that they are victims of Teresa. And you see Teresa doing 100 million things. And worried about them is just not one of them. Like, yeah, in the moment, in the scenes, you know, she'll say what she needs to say. But you really want us to think that someone who is as busy as Teresa Giudice is trying to take down Rachel. Rachel, you're not a valuable enough player for Teresa to target you. I guess y'all want us to believe that she's so obsessed with Melissa and that she's coming after Rachel. Where's the motive? Like, why would she be coming after you, Rachel? Why? The gaslighting has to stop. The lies have to stop. You guys need to start making sense. And I almost forgot. So in the scene, y'all saw when they were trying to say, oh, they feel bad about not inviting Bill Aiden to the to Joe Gorga's party. So they call Joe Gorga, just as, you know, Jennifer Dolores and Paulie were talking about the Gorgas. He calls. Like, production, y'all not low. We saw that. Nice try, though. I have a problem with them thinking that they could befriend Bill and exclude Jennifer. That is so disrespectful. That is so blatantly disrespectful. Melissa's biggest gripe is always that Teresa talks to her brother without her. Teresa had a discussion with her husband and didn't include her. Teresa did this with her brother and didn't include me. That has been your biggest gripe. That's been your biggest gripe. So why would you encourage this man, your husband, to invite Bill and leave Jennifer out? And then he's talking about, I want you to come to my party. And that's so childish. That's so childish. It's so stupid. It's so silly. It's like, it's okay when y'all do it. It's a problem when the next person do it. And like, miss me with all of that. That is Jennifer's husband. That is Jennifer's husband. Why would he go anywhere his wife can't go? And that is what irritates me about these people. They just do dumb shit. I think that Bill Aiden has somewhat of a complex. You know, they're the only Middle Eastern people on the show. And I think that the others kind of poke fun at him. So when they're being nice to him, he enjoys that acceptance. Like, oh yeah, brotherhood. Like, they like me. Because Jennifer kind of fits right in, right? But Bill is a little bit more like, it's a little bit different with Bill. And I don't like that they do that. Like, Margaret has made fun of, she's a bigot. She is xenophobic and she is a bigot. She has made fun of Jennifer's culture so many times on this here platform and never gets the smoke for it. But then y'all want to be mad at Teresa because Teresa called her husband a plumber. All the nasty things that Margaret has said, no one ever says nothing about it. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I think that they exploit this complex that Bill Aiden has and him wanting to fit in and feel accepted by the other guys. And they use it to also bully. They use it to bully Jennifer. And I don't like it. Like, why would you ever think that, oh, I'm going to invite him, but I'm not going to invite your wife? That man know what he got. Okay, if he wanted to leave Jennifer, he would have left Jennifer a long time ago. Okay, he would have left her before they had 5 kids. He would have left her around kid number 1, number 2, and he would have started over. The fact that he's at the point in his life where he is, you guys will encourage him to disrespect his wife, to exclude his wife, to do things to hurt his wife. But we see Melissa and Joe Gorga preaching all the time how Teresa's wrong for not accepting Melissa as Joe's wife. You guys are doing the same exact thing to somebody else. And y'all keep playing with these people's marriage. And why is no one talking about that? Anyways, so far I like how this season is going. I know that they're gonna switch it up on us at any moment, so I'm bracing myself. But I like how this season is going. I like that Jen Fessler is not being a puppet. She's not being a soldier. I love when she told Margaret that I ain't your soldier. I said, I know that's right, bitch. I like you, girl. Just don't. She ain't no different than Margaret. I ain't gonna stand you because I know how y'all get. Okay, y'all, because I liked Margaret and then she flipped on me, and you might be the same because that's your friend. So I'm away, but so far I'm liking you. Of course I love Teresa. Of course I love Jennifer. Dolo, I like you too, even though you know you be, but I still like you, girl. Y'all know how I feel about Margaret, Melissa, Jackie, girl. You talking like somebody who got sense this season. I still don't too much like you. But I'm going to give credit where credit is due. But, you know, you're all right this season. You ain't fooling me, though. I know you don't really like Teresa like that. But when a person can stand up and speak the truth, you all right with me. As for Rachel, girl, you're a clown. And you look so foolish sitting up there at your big age crying that Jen Fessler spoke to Teresa. Like, why are you even giving her an opportunity to explain herself? Why shouldn't she? We're on the show and that's what this is for. It's like my best friend. It's like my best friend. Jen Fessler don't know that you her best friend. She didn't know that. She was like, best friend? Okay, girl. You know, if you don't like what I'm doing, you can go find you a friend that, you know, can do what you want them to do. Because, girl, it's not me. But you're not going to go around here slandering my name. I respect you for that, Jen Fessler. I forgot all about Danielle. I've been yapping and yapping and yapping, and I haven't mentioned Danielle once. Did I? I don't know, but Danielle is like, I don't know how to feel about her. Like, she hasn't done anything on the season so far to irritate me or piss me off, okay? I don't care that she didn't invite Jackie. Jackie, you look like a loser. Talking about, I'm the only one in our group that didn't get invited. Girl, you was talking shit about her last season, so no, she didn't invite you. She didn't have to. If you needed to be there, production would have squeezed her and said, you're going to invite her. They didn't do that. So don't be just mad at her. She didn't want you there. You should have chose your words carefully. Next time you'll do better. But as far as Danielle, I have a hard time just really getting into her because she ain't did nothing on the show just yet. But when I saw some of the things that she had to say off camera, like, girl, I'm aware that a lot of the housewives don't vote the way that I vote. Okay, we don't share the same views on politics, and that's cool. But their views are not as visible. And so some of the things that she has said about, you know, it's giving anti-black. It's giving anti-black. And girl, I just can't do nothing with that. Like, if you don't like me, you don't like my people, or you don't like people that look like me, I can't like you either. So, but honestly, she hasn't done anything on the show so far that I dislike. Now, us hearing that she put her hands on Jennifer, y'all know how I feel about people putting their hands on people. They hired you to be on the show to argue. Argue, use your words. When you put your hands on people, it just takes it somewhere else for me, and I don't like it. And they already said that you a little anti-black. Why you put your hands on Jennifer? Why you didn't put your hands on Jackie when she was clowning you last season? I already don't like you. I don't want to say I don't like her, but it's just like I just know by the end of the season, I don't think I'm going to be liking Danielle. And I'm not going to feel sorry for you because it is what it is. But, yeah. Rachel, you made yourself look like the biggest fool. The biggest fool. Because you're really crying about this lady because she talked to Teresa. I thought she was going to be my ride or die. Girl, you're not convincing nobody. Please hang it up. But yeah, anyways, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.